right, welcome to the TSG Multimedia video podcast for November 1st, 2011. This is John standing here with
Dan,
as usual, and we're standing in front of Dan's little layout here because Dan's going to show us, finally going to show us these Burlington Northern Jeep units that he's been working on.
Yeah.
And why don't you kind of bring them into the picture here and... Watch out, there's a squirrel on the track. Oh, you can't see that. It's too small. You can't see it at this scale. Oh, there it goes. It ran away. All right, so here it comes. I can see it. I see it. So what was this now? These are GP38s?
GP38-2s.
2. So you have a GP38-2 2304 and a GP38-2B. What is it? 2601.
Yeah.
Yeah, these look really nice.
This is actually BN's only GP38-2B that was like this. BN had a lot of B units, but I think this one was rebuilt from a wreck, basically what happened. The real one.
Looks really cool. I like this. I've always liked BN. I don't know. I think green is my favorite color, and maybe that's why. But I've always liked the BN paint scheme.
So these are both Proto 2000s. At least they started that way.
That's Lifelike's good brand, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, now it's Walthers, but
originally
these were Lifelikes. These are older. I've had these sitting in a storage box for a long time, waiting to do something with them, and I finally got them done. So they're pretty much completely tricked out. The 2304 has a Canon cab and nose and lots of Canon parts, Canon fans, lots of detail parts. All the lights work. It's got lots of aftermarket details, air reservoirs and air filters and MU hoses and all kinds of stuff on it. And pretty much the B unit's kind of the same deal, although instead of obviously I didn't use a Canon cab because it doesn't have a cab. I actually used the radiator section from an Atlas GP7 body that I got, which I think is what they did on the prototype after studying the photos. I think it was actually the rear of a GP7 or GP9 that they used to splice onto the GP38.
Yeah, now you showed this as a work in progress a couple podcasts ago, didn't you?
Yeah, I've shown it as a work in progress. It's also, I think it's been on the Facebook page.
Oh, so for those of people who don't know, we have a Facebook presence. If you just search for TSG Multimedia on Facebook, you can go over there and like us. I was really impressed with how this stuff looks down here.
Oh, thanks.
All these hose things, that's really cool. And I can see it now. Is that supposed to be oscillating?
That's an oscillating. This is an ex-Frisco unit, and Frisco had an oscillating light on the nose.
It looks
kind of
really
like
neat.
Southern Pacific, although the Frisco one was just white. And so this particular BN unit, I found photos of it in the 90s with ditch lights and the nose light still on it, which was kind of unusual. Most of the ones that I saw had the nose light removed. So that's why I picked this particular unit to model. So I thought it was kind of interesting with all the different lights on it.
So now we have the B unit coming closer here, coming in the picture. And
running by itself, which is kind of, it wouldn't really happen. But although I think actually this one is still running on the BNSF and under a different number, and now it's actually been converted for remote control, so you actually might see it running by itself.
Right. With some guy with a big box somewhere, huh?
Right. But this is like how it looked in the mid-90s. That's how I modeled it.
Yeah, it looks really, really cool. I mean, now it looks like they may be weathered a little bit.
A little.
Are you going to weather them more, or what are you going to do?
Maybe a little bit. I didn't weather them too much. Just a little.
I'm kind of curious. I'm going to check something here because I think I detected it. Oh, dude, this isn't a real chain.
Oh no,
Shouldn't
that's
that be a chain?
Well, yeah, but that's the.
Man, I'm so disappointed. I thought it would have a real chain right there.
I'm sorry.
Man.
Those are the stock Proto 2000 end railings on both of them. I actually...
They look fine. I'm just giving you crap now.
I did have to build new side rails for the B unit because they go straight across, and there was nothing. I mean, that's not how they come. You know, 'cause it originally had a cab, so it was, you know. But the handrails on the 2304 are all stock, basically. I painted them.
Looks really neat.
Thanks.
I want to take the camera and get a different shot of the fans on the top too.
Yeah, they both have the Canon fans with the see-through photo-etched grills and all that.
Yeah, let me switch angles here and we'll take a look at that real quick. So here's some detail on the fans that Dan was talking about. They look really cool.
Yeah, I like those Canon fans.
I still think though, Dan, and you've heard this before, and I'm going to say it again, if there were a way to get those fans to move, that would just be astounding.
Yeah, well... I'm thinking about that. Not for these. I'm not going to touch these now that they're finished. But in some future model, I may try that. But it's kind of hard. You need to find some kind of a power source to make them go. You know, that's small enough to fit in there and powerful enough to actually turn them. Plus, you have to come up with some kind of a linkage to get them all to work. Because I don't think having a motor on each one would be very practical, because it takes up too much space inside the shell.
Yeah.
So
maybe some kind of a belt drive or something.
Yeah.
Or better still, dude, just do it on a unit like those P40s we were looking at, or whatever they were.
That only has one fan.
That has one fan. Just have one motor.
Yeah, that's a possibility.
Yeah.
But most of the EMD ones that I have multiple fans.
Right, well, so. I'm just saying it would be really neat to see that work.
Yeah.
I don't know that there's any way to do it, or if there's a way, you know, maybe.
I'm sure it's been done before, but I'm. You know, it would take some thought, and to have it in an engine that's, I mean, if you had it in a dummy unit or something, I could see that might be a little easier. But to have it in a unit that's got sound and lights and everything else, be a bit of a challenge.
Yeah,
I'm thinking about it.
Yeah. They look really good, though. I like these a lot.
Yeah. So the
glad we finally got to look, you know, put them on the podcast like this.
Yeah. So the B unit. Doesn't have sound. I just put a look sound, well, not look sound, but ESU, look pilot decoder in it, which is their non-sound decoder. Runs real nice. I figured B units, since they usually run with something else, don't really need to have sound. So it saved me the trouble of putting a speaker in it and all that. But the other one, of course, has a speaker and a custom enclosure. It's a 16 by 35 millimeter 8 ohm speaker. And anyway, I'm pretty happy with the results. I got all the lights working. I don't know if you can see it on the 2304, but the number boards turn on and off. I don't know if you can see that.
Oh yeah, I can see it.
And of course the ditch lights turn on and off. The B unit doesn't have any, the numbers are just painted on, because that's how the real one was, so there isn't anything to do with that. It basically just has the headlights, and that's it. I can also turn the ditch lights on and off independently.
Yeah, they look really good. I like how they're brighter on this than some of the other models I've seen.
Yeah, the nose light. Yeah, I've actually got them. One of the things you can do with the ESU decoders is reduce the brightness of lights. And I actually have them turned down quite a bit because they ended up being a little brighter than the headlight. So I kind of tried to equalize them. But the ditch lights are done with those little tiny surface mount LEDs. So they fit pretty much in the ditch light housing, so there isn't really any exposed wiring or anything, which I like on ditch lights because it looks better than having a big old piece of wire sticking out the back or something. Everything else pretty much uses the 3mm LEDs on the inside with fiber optics to get the lights to the light openings. So anyway, other than that.
All right. Well, they look really good.
Thanks.
And I'm glad to have been able to see them this time. So anyway, all right. Well, I guess that'll do it for this podcast. Make sure you download or subscribe or tune in, or what do you do on a podcast? I don't even know. For the next one, that will be what happened.
Got a runaway B unit.
Get off the tracks. Make sure you tune in for more hilarity. next time. And boy, the year's almost over. We're going to have our next one on December 1st. Don't know what we'll be talking about yet, but stay tuned. And, thanks for watching.
Yeah, thanks.